So it's that time of the week, another week down in the books, and it was a mixed bag from some clones, some niche, some designer, and some old favorites. It's week number 60. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is one that I've been spending a little bit of time with recently. I did a full review last week on it, and it's a popular clone of a popular designer fragrance. Everybody knows about Jeremy Fragrance. Well, this is a clone of his original fragrance, Office for Men, from Alexandria Fragrances, called Boardroom. Amber, ambroxan, bergamot. It's pretty much what you're going to get for most of the life of the fragrance. That's pretty much what it smells like to me. Especially up top, a lot of amber, bergamot, and ambroxan. It does change a little bit, but not a whole lot. Very mass appealing, very beastly, very loud fragrance. My wife's actually not that much of a fan of this one. After a few hours and it really starts to dry, and it's maybe not so much in your face, is about the only time she actually thinks it smells okay, which was very surprising for me. Because certain ambroxan fragrances just do it for her. The Sauvages, Prada, Rosa, Carbon, stuff like that. But for some reason, she does not enjoy this one. But others have told me they enjoy this one because I went out and about the last time I wore it, and I actually got 2 compliments in the grocery store from this fragrance. So if you're looking for Office for Men on a budget, Alexandria Fragrances has you covered. And speaking of Alexandria Fragrances, out the shower that night, I had to shave, and I used one of their sister companies, I guess you could say, Sphinx Beard. I went with the shave soap Citrain and also the aftershave splash, as you see here, that matches it. Very citrusy. I believe this is similar to Millesime Imperial, if I remember correctly, is the scent profile on this one. Very beautiful, citrusy, a little fresh, spicy. It smells very good in the shave soap when you're lathering up. Definitely check out Sphinx Beard if you haven't. Alexandria has some shave products as well. And then Sphinx Beard has their own line that's strictly for men's care products, mostly shaving and beard products. And out the shower that night, Sphinx Beard Citrain. Moving into Monday is pretty new to the collection, from one of my favorite niche houses. It's the namesake for this specific collection it's a part of. It's from Kajal Perfumes. It's Warday. And this is part of the Warday collection. This one's interesting. Wife really loves this one, by the way, speaking of how the wife enjoys certain fragrances. Absinthe, black currant, excuse me. Really sounds like a strange combination. Freshness and bitter citrus at the same time, but it really works. It's very pleasant, easy wear. Has a little bit of masculinity to it, but not overly in any way. I can't see a woman not being able to pull this off. So definitely a very unisex fragrance that kind of has a little tip towards the masculine side, but surprising. Original DNA that doesn't smell like anything else that I have. And that's the two things, the 2 biggest takeaways for me is that the absinthe is so fresh up top and the black currant adds this bitter citrus that the way it mixes with the woods and everything, it's just... It sounds strange. Boy, it just works. It smells so good. Not a subtle fragrance, yet not a room filler, but definitely a strong sillage and projection and an all-day spray, as the usual with Kajal Perfumes. I mean, second to none in quality, as with a lot of other luxury niche houses. These fragrances are just powerful, unique, smell of quality, and they smell great. And on Monday, I went with Warday from Kajal Perfumes. And then out the shower that night, I went even fresher. Super duper fresh, if you will. Prada Rosa Eau Sport. One that nobody really talks about. And look, performance is nothing on this one. Oh God, but it smells so good. It really does. This is one of the fragrances I featured in my uplifting fragrances video that I did recently, because that's what it does for me. I spray it heavy too. Out the shower, I want to say I sprayed it like 10 times for no good reason, to hang around the house before bed. But man, the lavender and the citrus in this one, it's soapy, it's clean, it's fresh, it's uplifting and invigorating. Beautiful fragrance. Like I said, performance is nothing special. 3 to 4 hours at best. Not a strong projector, not a long-lasting fragrance, but the scent quality, is about as good as it gets for a designer, and the actual smell and the enjoyability factor, if you will, because I really enjoy smelling this one. Definitely a for you scent, one you wear for yourself, because not too many people are going to be able to smell you. And I absolutely love spraying this one out the shower. It was so good the other night. Prada Rosa, Eau Sport. Moving into Tuesday, I don't know how many of you follow me on TikTok. I've been posting a lot of them in my YouTube stories as well, so I can share it cross-platform. But I've really been enjoying this one, so much so that I even wore it out the shower. It was all day long. I enjoyed this one. Performance is great. Like I said, not a beast, but definitely above average performance in every category. Smells great. It's a better take on the original. It's Dolce & Gabbana K, the EDP. Sorry about all the reflections. It's a highly reflective. I mean, look, there you go. Just go down the rabbit hole of reflections. Very reflective. I like the original. I'm one of the few and the proud that like the Eau de Toilette, but not going to deny it. The EDP is just better. It really is. Same thing with Spice Bomb Night Vision. The EDP, I'm a fan of the EDT, but the EDP is just better. Same thing here. They added some richness to it. The juniper's a bit thicker. The geranium's a bit deeper. It just works. It's enjoyable. It's fresh, but still has a warmth to it to really work well with the performance that it has in the colder weather. Probably wouldn't go after this one in the hot summer. That's where the EDT is going to shine a bit better for you. But I mean, hell, you can wear anything if you can control the sprays and be mindful. You can wear this thing year round as a signature scent if you enjoy it. And I definitely enjoy it, and it's one that more people need to look into, in my opinion. You can get testers out in the wild, which this is a tester bottle. This is a good fragrance. It really is. I really like this release from Dolce & Gabbana, and it's one I plan on reaching for a lot more this year. And that was K EDP. And then, same thing, out the shower. It was all day. Moving into Wednesday, I actually have one more day left. I'm actually giving away a full bottle of this fragrance. I just did a full review. It's Sammy's rendition of Aventus that doesn't smell like an Aventus clone at all. Of course, I'm talking about the new Black Sapphire released by Sammy Andrus Fragrances. And you'll notice with the note breakdown, pineapple, pink pepper, apple, blackcurrant, oak moss, musk. There's no ambergris, there's no vanilla, there's no rose, there's no birch. Because those of you that watch Sammy or know of Sammy, know Sammy's not really a fan of Aventus. So he took what he liked about Aventus and made his own version of it, if you will. This is inspired by, definitely not a clone of Aventus. It's inspired by, because this is quite bitter up top. A lot of black currant and musk is what really comes through on me. And a little bit of sharp apple in the background. And then I do get some oak moss kind of heavy as it starts to calm down and dry down. There's no real floral aspect to it. There's not a bunch of sweetness outside of maybe a little underlying touch of pineapple, because the pineapple's not heavy on my skin. Like I said, it doesn't smell like not even close to being exact to Aventus. It smells of an Aventus style and vibe. So I do love that about Sammy. He tries not to make direct clones. He takes what he likes about a fragrance when it comes to the Sapphire collection. Takes what he likes and makes his own version of it. And that's definitely the case here with Black Sapphire. Like I said, check out that review if you want to enter for the giveaway. Still, at the release of this is on Monday, so on Tuesday I'll be announcing the winner. So I'll have it, a little iCard up there for you guys to click it if you want to enter the giveaway and try to get a full bottle. I was digging it so much that I actually wore it out the shower as well. So all day long, just like Dolce & Gabbana K, was Black Sapphire. Moving on to Thursday, my mom actually flew into town from Louisiana, spent a few days with us. It was my birthday. We went and had dinner that night, me, her, and my wife. And, you know, special events, special occasions, there's one particular go-to fragrance for me. And, of course, I'm talking about Zaharoff Signature Porom. I'm not joking when I say I love this fragrance, guys. You can see the level of the juice dropping. I really do. I love this one. I like wearing it. I like wearing it with a suit. I like wearing it for certain events and special occasions or certain get-togethers. It's kind of my go-to. It's not what I wear every time something like that comes up, but it's the first one I think of. And if I hadn't wore it in a little while, it's going to be what I wear for a special occasion. And this was definitely a special occasion. It was my birthday. You know, everybody likes having their birthday. It's their birthday. And definitely enjoyed wearing this one all day long. Love the warmth. It's cold out here in Colorado. This one's very warming on my skin. Love that beautiful myrrh signature that the Zaharoff fragrances have. And it's very prominent with this one with a beautiful lavender up top. And that was just what I wore on my birthday. And then when I got out the shower that night, I don't know why I was in the mood for this. #1 selling men's fragrance of all time. Aqua di Gio, the original. And it still works, you know. My wife, my mom, they both, after I got out the shower that night, "Ooh, you smell good. What are you wearing?" As soon as I walked in the living room. Still works, guys. People still love the way Aqua di Gio smells, you know. The flankers, to me, all of the flankers are better than the original. All of them. I love the line. And I love this one too, but to me, all the flankers are better. But out in the air, to a person when you walk by, still technically the king. People still love Aqua di Gio, the way the Aqua di Gio smells. And out the shower that night, that's what I went with. Moving into Friday, you know, I wear the Eau de Toilette so much because it's such a quick reach for me because it's out the box that I really forget how much more I like Sauvage Eau de Parfum over the Eau de Toilette. And look, I love the way the Eau de Toilette smells. It's easy to grab, easy to wear. It works for everything. It performs. But I got to be honest with you, this one performs just about as well for me, and it smells better. It's spicier and a little bit darker, and I like that. I like that about Sauvage Eau de Parfum. I really feel like this is, if you're just going to get one, the EDP is the way to go. Don't get me wrong, I love the way the Parfum smells the most. But as a recommendation, just because I like the Parfum, others may not, I would say this is the happy medium in the line of concentrations and the way the scent profile changes as the concentration changes. Really feel like the EDP is the way to go for everybody. It's the safest bet to me. But then again, some may argue and say just go with the EDT because it's definitely the most popular one. But for my taste and my opinion, I feel like the EDP is much better. And I absolutely enjoyed this one. It performs great on my skin. And I was loving getting wafts of it off of my skin. And that was Sauvage, the Eau de Parfum. And then out the shower that night, still an Ambroxan fragrance, just a much more Invictus Aqua styled one. One of my favorite cheapies. First Instinct Together from Abercrombie and Fitch. I love this stuff, guys. When I don't know what to wear and I want something fresh, this is one of the first fragrances that pops into my mind these days. Because I just love the way this thing smells. It's super synthetic, don't get me wrong, but man, does it smell fresh, clean, fruity, and aquatic. I love this stuff. It is so good. It's like a combination of some of my favorite light blue styled fragrances put into one bottle. Man, this stuff smells really, really good. If you see this one out at the rack stores, it's worth the 20 bucks you're going to pay for a 50 ml or the 25 bucks you're going to pay for a 100 ml. Out the shower that night, First Instinct Together. Last but not least, I just shared an Instagram live that's now on IGTV and now on YouTube as well. I'll put the iCard right here if you haven't seen it yet on my first impressions of Les Fleurs du Golfe Baccarat Vanille. Super amber sweet floral. It's like a sugary amber floral fragrance is probably the best way that I can describe this one. Went all day long. Absolutely all day long. 5 sprays was plenty. It didn't project too heavy, but I did have a nice little trail going. And no compliments or anything like that, but I thoroughly enjoyed the way it smelled. Man, affordable niche house that just does the trick. This is their most popular fragrance from what I understand. I also have Orient Express, which is definitely geared towards the spring. That stuff is really, really good. Much, much fresher than this one. This one's more sweet and ambery and warm. But if you like floral fragrances or you're looking for a nice original niche house that's just affordable, 73 bucks will get you a 50 ml straight out of France. Les Fleurs du Golfe Baccarat Vanille from their Gulf Flowers collection. And then we were at the shower that night. It's pretty much a classic and a favorite of mine in my collection for good reason. Nautica Classic, my favorite out the shower fragrance. I haven't been going to it as much lately, but definitely made it a point. On Saturday night, you know, some people don't like the way this thing smells, and I get that, but it's one of the most nostalgic fragrances in my collection. Reminds me of my childhood. You know, I've been a avid, lover of Nautica, their clothing, their products, stuff like that, since I was a kid. Same thing with Tommy Hilfiger and Ralph Lauren Polo. And it's just nostalgic, reminds me of my childhood. You know, definitely far from one of the better fragrances in my collection, but just makes me happy to wear it. Out the shower that night. Nautica Classic. Well, that was my rotation for week number 60. Until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? Let me know down in the comments. I definitely enjoyed mixing it up. Like I said, had some clones, some cheapies, some niche, some designer, some old favorites of mine, some new stuff to the collection. A little bit of everything. It was very well-rounded this week, in my opinion, for my taste anyways. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these, give them a spray now. You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.